Civilian combat readiness. How does somebody ready themselves for combat without joining the military who can't for legitimate reasons? How does someone condition themselves for such a stressful, high-octane environment to the point that they can handle themselves and do whatever they need to do? Physical fitness obviously helps the body prepare for conflict, but how does one train the mind? What could realistically prepare more average people for warfare? Go to South Africa for a while. Cheaper and more effective to go to Detroit. I'm fat and lazy and I refuse to wake up before 10 a.m. Are those legitimate reasons? The military itself struggles to get guys ready to face actual combat and training. It's not just something that you can simulate safely and reliably. The best thing they give is discipline and repetitive training and skills you use in combat as a team, so that your brain just needs to focus less on decision making and just automatically does the basics needed to survive contact and support your section. After that part, you generally move into reaction to contact as a section, which is something you don't have as a civilian, using equipment and supports that a civilian also does not have access to, meaning there's probably zero point in training these things. The military is also able to drill the unholy fuck out of people, over and over again, all day for weeks on end. It's just not something that can be simulated outside that environment. In my humble opinion, you will react however you're gonna react. So just train things that make sense to your situation. Don't try to train like a soldier because you're not. You're in a totally different situation than them. Train survival skills, outdoor stuff, deer stalking, camo, shooting skills, not fucking clearing rooms, and most importantly, as you've said yourself, physical fitness. The fitter you are, the easier literally every single other task imaginable becomes. You will react however you're gonna react, so just train things that make sense to your situation. Don't try to train like a soldier because you're not. You will react under stress the way you were trained. However, and to what end you were trained. As a civilian, you can go on patrol at 4:30 a.m. with your rifle. Did you remember to chamber around? It's so quiet out there. Everything will hear you if you forgot. What about your gun controls? Fire? Safe? Do you have to look in the dark, or do you know them in your head? The point is to train by doing. Doing creates questions. The answers train you. How well can you run your radio? Program new frequencies without manual? Antenna skills? Avoid being located? How far can you run in 10 minutes? How long to cover 5 miles with gear? One shot, one kill at 200 yards? What does it take? That is what an individual infantryman should know. Then you need a network of people who you can trust in your area. Together you build deeper capacity. Maybe one is a mechanic or a nurse, or good with working dogs. Can you carry someone? Care for them if they cannot be moved until help arrives? Ask yourself, historically, how did successful irregular warfare units defeat professional military units? There are many instances. The U.S. military also studies this. What did the U.S. military conclude, and how can you apply those lessons, or what countermeasures could you use to stop or evade a professional force using guerrilla doctrine? I teach people to skydive for a living. You will react in a stressful and sensory overload situation based on genetics, who you are, and familiarity. I can train you for 8 hours on what we're gonna do, walk you through it, and simulate it dozens of times. But a full 10 to 25% of students just fucking blank on their Cat A jump, while another 25% are there but not responding in any meaningful way to commands or cues. After a second jump or time in the tunnel, performance is much improved generally. But there are about 5 to 10% of students who we straight up tell they can do tandems, but they will never be a skydiver. To pass Cat A, all you have to do is attempt to deploy your parachute at the correct altitude. So no amount of training will ensure you will react correctly or at all in a combat situation. Most people would be confused, looking for someone else to emulate or straight up freeze. By having a large group of friends and family willing to fight with you. When civil war breaks out, it's the large groups and clans that go out and win. It's not 500 1v1 encounters over 300 days. It's 2 or 3 10v1 or 20v3 situations. Physical fitness obviously helps the body prepare for conflict, but how does one train the mind? What could realistically prepare more average people for warfare? 3-gun and getting reps in. Point of reps is to make things muscle memory, so when you're in a super stressful situation, there's less to think about. Your body just does stuff. No fat, no poop, yelling the N-word in the hood. And come on, there's a reason veterans have been valued since the beginning of time. Just study drone stuff. By donating 200 billion USD to Israel immediately. How does someone condition themselves for such a stressful, high-octane environment to the point that they can handle themselves and do what they need to do? By training and going to military courses and conscription shit. It ain't that hard. Quit looking for a perfect solution. Just get out there and train your ass a bit. Go become a paramedic. You'll get plenty of experience in stressful, shitty situations. Learn land nav, learn first aid, learn tracking, learn.
Say, Captain, tell me what